Hey everyone, welcome to our June net worth update. I am so glad you are here. If you're new, I am Wendy and I'm one half of the House of Five podcast. We are all about helping moms and dads save more, spend less, build wealth, dump debt, and doing it all while living a joy-filled life. We share these net worth updates because we began our financial independence journey about 4 years ago at age 46. And we had nothing. And as I'll share in just a moment when I share my screen, you'll see that we really had no assets. We had no cash. We had a ton of debt. And it was a pretty hopeless situation. And so we share these to encourage other people who are maybe starting out late in life, large families, people with debt, so that you know that you can just start. It's never too late. Just start. So I'm going to pull up my screen right now and we'll just jump right in. All right. As you can see here, it says that the starting of our tracking was in May of 2017. We actually began our financial independence journey in 2016, so the year before that. The only asset that we had at that time was our home. And at that time, it was valued at $656,000. We ended up selling that home about 2 years ago for a good 30 grand more than that. We netted quite a bit of money on that home. What we used the proceeds of that sale for was to pay off our consumer debt, but also we bought some investment properties, and those investment properties are cash flowing positive, and we wanted to create multiple income streams for ourselves because that's part of our overall retirement goal. You can hear exactly how we plan to retire in just, well, it's 4.5 years now. I will link that up above and how we plan to create these multiple income streams. But that's for a different video, so go check that one out. But after this, the only other asset that we had when we began this journey was my husband's retirement. And as you can see, it wasn't much. He had $14,000 just a few short years ago, and that was it. So even though it says our assets at that time was $670,000, the bulk of that was our primary residence. So then, as you can see, last month, the house as an asset is at zero because that has been sold. The $175,000 you see here, those are our rentals. We have 5 rentals. Each one, as I said before, is cash flowing. Our savings in after-tax investment accounts is a little over almost $29,000. I have a tiny bit in a small IRA that I'm contributing to for myself. And then my husband's retirement, Kurt's retirement, was at $125,000 last month at the end of May, for a total assets of $329,000, so almost $330,000. So that's a number that is very much smaller than the $670,000. However, I am extremely pleased that we have increased our cash in 4 years to, what is that? 125 plus 30, 55, about little over $155,000 in just 4 years. Not much change as far as the rental properties go for June or for the after tax, and that has to do with the stock market going down for several of our after tax investment accounts, our shares in EXP, but also some of our Bitcoin went down. We do invest in cryptocurrency. However, it is not a large portion of our portfolio. I would say it's maybe at 2% of our entire portfolio. So we're seeing how that goes. Not much gain in my retirement. I didn't put anything in it in June. That will rectify in July. And then this gain right here, I'm very, very pleased with. Kurt's retirement in just 1 month has gone up over $5,000, giving us a net gain for June of $5,323 in our assets. So that's pretty good. I am very, very pleased. So even though overall our assets have declined by about half, our liquid assets or our cash has done really, really well. All right, so now let's take a look at our liabilities. When we started, the big liability that we had was our home. We also had secured debt, so vehicles in the amount of $70,000 just about. And then our other bigger debts that we had was my student loans from law school and undergraduate, and then Kurt's student loans from his undergraduate as well as his master's program. Those are hanging around our necks like an albatross. Then the other big debt that we had was some old IRS debt. I've talked about this in just about all of the videos. I had my own law practice in Phoenix for quite a long time. And when I first started that practice in 2007, I did not set it up as I should have, and I did not withhold as much as I should have for taxes. And so it took up us quite a bit of time, and our income jumped so fast that it was a lot of money. So for 2007 to 2011, each year we owed, and it was less and less. And then we finally hired a CPA in 2011 to help us with that, and we've never owed since then. So we've been paying on that since 2011, and it used to be $80,000. So the fact that it's not anymore is a good thing. All right, so we do not have our own primary residence. So as you can see, in May, we have one of our properties has a mortgage of $18,000. The other 4 properties is in a commercial loan, and that's at $67,000. Our student loans are right here, and those are staying the same because of the CARES Act right now. They are kind of just in a holding pattern, and we are not putting any money towards those. We're using that cash to build up our cash. That's just the way that we've opted to do that. Now, here's what I'm really, really happy about. We have gotten our IRS down to $12,000. A big chunk of that was our refund that we got this year. Any refund that we get does not go into our pocket, but it goes towards this old liability. So in addition to paying on this monthly, we also get usually a big chunk of that reduced every year for taxes. So I am happy to see that. I am hopeful that we can get that rid of this year. So that was last month. Not a whole lot of movement. We had a small movement in both of the mortgages, as well as some movement on the IRS debt, for a total reduction in our liabilities of $949. All right, so then let's take a look at our overall progress. As you can see, when we started this journey, we were over $1 million in debt with a negative net worth of almost $350,000. Last month, our negative net worth was a negative $127,000. And then if we take our assets for June minus our liabilities, our total debt for June, we have a negative net worth of $121,000. However, I am super, super pleased about that because we are 2/3 of the way to zero. And when we get to zero, it is just up from there. So I am not upset about that negative net worth. I'm very pleased that the bulk of our assets are now in cash as well. We had an overall monthly change in the positive of $6,274 with a total positive change in our net worth since we started tracking of $228,000. All right, well, there you have it. I am super pleased about our progress. We had a really good month last month, and we had another good month this month. So just in 2 months, we've seen a positive change in our net worth of $15,000. And that is with the stock market kind of, not having really big gains this month and going actually in a downward direction. So hoping that won't continue and that we'll see some positive gains soon. But I am super pleased. And I really just hope it goes to show you that, even when you start in the hole, you can make some really, really good progress. Just start putting away money, cut your spendings. The 3 things that we did and all kind of worked together was we reduced our spending radically. We took a a line item for every single thing that we were spending our money on, and we asked, is this something that I can cut, or is this something that I can reduce? And we then used that money to begin saving as much as we could, as well as pay down debt. If you are in debt, I'll link one of my other videos up above. I do not follow some of the advice out there, such as Dave Ramsey, where he indicates that you should not pay down or put towards your retirement or savings while you have debt. My opinion, and this is my opinion, especially if you are older or you have a lot of debt, you need to save. You have to save money. So you have to find a way to do both, which is what we did. One of the biggest factors that kept us in the hole was I had that in my mind, what, Dave Ramsey always said all the time. And we had such big debt that I felt like we were never going to get ahead. So I kept feeling hopeless and discouraged, and it really just prevented us from making any progress in our savings at all. So that is my belief, that you should do both, and you should do it as quickly as you can. All right, everybody, if you have not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. We'd love to have you come back and get notifications of when we have new videos out. We're almost to 1,000, which, that's our goal, right? So please subscribe. We'll see you back here then. All right, everybody, take care. Bye.